Engage.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Winners Don't Use Drugs, presented by Engage Gaming, episode 106. I'm Darius here with 85 plus 5 plus 5. Yep, no. Of Nolan.
About 65.
Oof.
I messed my back up this week. Better now, thank God, but only barely.
You do something?
Yeah, I got a cleaning kick one day, like Wednesday or so. I was like cleaning up, and I was like, man, I'm finished cleaning up, and I'm vacuuming one of my rugs, and I'm not supposed to lift more than 10 pounds, but I was like, I couldn't pull the vacuum back because it would pull the rug up, so I went and just went and picked up the vacuum like that and just heard crunch, 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 crunch.
God.
Calmly put the vacuum down, turned it off with my foot, and went and laid down for the next day.
That's a reasonable response.
Yeah. So
glad you were able to make it.
So that was pretty much my week after that point.
Well,
but I'm here.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Zach, how are you feeling?
We chilling.
Chilling?
We're chilling. We yeah.
We've been going through a lot over the past couple of weeks with the transition into phase 2. So time has been a blur.
Yeah.
Feels like every day is a week. And but no, it's been good. We had some cool stuff happen, like, people starting collections and whatnot. What'd you get your collection started with?
Huh?
Got your game collection.
Oh, I mean, Metroid?
Yeah. Which one in particular, though?
The original NES one?
And?
Oh, Fusion Zero? Or Zero Mission? Whatever the fuck it's called.
Zero Mission, yeah.
And you got the first one and the remake of the first one.
Yeah. Zero Mission is probably still the best one.
Yeah. They hadn't put it on the Nintendo Online yet, which makes me a little upset.
It's like, come on, man.
I started playing Fusion, though. Oh, yeah, it's going to go up there. Yeah. People in Daddy Mind and all that is coming.
Come on, man.
Because no, I forgot how much better, like, when they put them on the Game Boy Advance, how much better.
Well, I mean, it was also like, what, 10, 15 years after the original?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like 10.
Probably 10 or 12.
By the time Fusion came out from the, original?
Yeah. Like 15 years.
I feel like it's closer to 20, but yeah,
it might
least,
be. Yeah, it might
at
be.
least.
Let's see.
Because
Metroid came out in 86.
Yeah.
And Zero Mission came out in 2004.
Zero Mission came out in 2004.
Yeah, I'm about to say it because it was in the 2000s when Zero Mission came out.
Yeah, it'd be 2018. Or
Fusion, I think, came out
years.
in
2001, 2002?
2, I think. Because I was at EB Games.
Fusion came out in 2002, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yep. Because I was at EB Games when I bought that. That was the game that got me that and one of the Castlevanias when I finally bought
Circle
Game
of the
Boy
Moon?
Advance. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so that's the best one.
Well, this was the first 2 Game Boy Advance games I had. That did it.
That's some good gaming right there.
Yep. Then we got a Game Boy Player by the time Zero Mission came out, and
Playing that and then popping in Prime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
That's a good time.
Yep.
Well, Fusion and Prime came out the same year.
Huh?
Fusion and Prime came out the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't there a save thing you could do?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could get like the Zero.
You could get the Fusion skin in Prime, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the Fusion skin is blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Those little like Easter egg things was really cool. Now that's like $20 DLC. So.
Pretty much.
Nasty. But some more good gaming. You finished Liza P?
Finished Liza P.
Give us your thoughts.
So I normally I like the gameplay of Dark Souls type games or Souls-like games, but I never liked the actual game. I don't know if that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I don't like the put you into a world and let you figure it the fuck out. Like I have no direction.
Yeah.
Or I have to read like a bunch of random manuscripts that I find on the ground and like I don't want to do that.
Piece together the story, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I want to know what the story is and what I'm doing and where I should be going. And Liza P fixes that. You know where you need to go pretty much all the time. And there's an actual story you can follow with voice acting and everything.
Yeah.
And you know what's going on for the most part. I mean, except for when they want to do like twists and stuff like that. Yeah. But no, it's really good. I understand why Maximilian calls it his game of the year. I don't know if I'd call it my game of the year because I mean it's still a Souls-like game, which I like. It's just not my favorite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's for people that don't like Souls likes because of don't know what the fuck they're doing. I definitely recommend Liza P.
Yeah, it's like for me, it's like the Resident Evil notes without having the I know I need to get to this part of the police station. It's like the notes are cool because it gives me a little more extra.
Yeah, extra lore.
Yeah, it gives me extra lore. But don't make that the way to deliver the lore. Like that was like the first Destiny. When they were like, you got to go into this app on your phone to get the story, and it's like,
that was so stupid.
This is dumb. Y'all know that, right? You have cutscenes.
Stupid.
And they would just be talking about something. You're like, bro, what are they referencing right now?
You unlock the thing, and then the thing on the bottom of the screen, go to the website, and it's like, why can't you just tell me here? You already have the pop up right there. Just tell me here.
Nah. Because what your compendium score is on your app. That's what matters. No, don't make me go have to find the story.
Yeah,
give me the story.
No.
I did. I also finished the game. Finished RoboCop, Rogue City.
Oh yeah,
yes, sir. And let me tell you, I'm not gonna say it's a game of the year candidate, but like best action game, like just pure. I put it in the category of like Vanquish and things like that, where it's like, yeah, the story is there, and for RoboCop, I mean, this is about as good as any RoboCop movie, besides the first one. The first one.
It takes place between 1 and 2, right?
2 and 3.
2 and 3, okay.
Yeah, 2 and 3.
Oh, the movies?
Yeah. But it's fun. Like they did the right amount of, you feel like a tank as soon as you start. Like RoboCop is meant to just be walking around getting shot at. But, you can't just not deal with people quickly. Like letting them, because they'll gather more and more people as they're fighting you unless you, take them out. And yeah, it's really fun. And like the different things of like dealing with where they got hostages and you got to do the slow-mo and pop him before he pops you or pops the hostage. Like there'll be a room and there might be 6 guys in the room and 3 hostages. And when you open the door, first they're looking at you. And then as soon as you pop like 1 or 2 of them, they start trying to look at the hostage and be like, well, I'm going to take one of these with me, And so you really got to be, you got to be on top of it. And the way they did the gun to where you find these chipsets and that changes how the Auto 9 works. So there aren't different versions of it, but you can get them to where it's like, okay, this one is focused on single shot, like explosive rounds. Or this one is more like the last one I had was just unlimited fire all day. But it was also like damage boosting, armor piercing and all that. It was like, I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be the last one you find because it was really, really strong. But,
powered.
Oh yeah. And you kind of need it too because towards the end you're constantly fighting like stronger than like mid-boss level enemies, but it's like a bunch of them now. But it was a really good game. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's about 15 hours long. I know I said I played like 15 hours the other day, but I had overstated. It was only like 10. But it was about 15 hours, especially if you're trying to do all the side missions, which I was, because you get more bonus experience points and more skill power-ups and stuff. So it was a pretty good experience. I would definitely recommend it. Especially being it's a $40 game. Like you can probably get it on sale or something. If you get it for 20 or less, like you're getting a great deal. It's a fantastic weekend game. You got a weekend to blow. You don't want to think about it. You don't want to try to play an RPG. Get some Murphy in your life.
That's cool. I've seen a lot of good buzz about it.
Yeah, man.
Like when folks actually played it, like what was the last Gamescom?
Yes.
Folks finally got to play it, and it was like, hey, this isn't anything what we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and it makes me want to go back and play that Terminator game that company made because apparently, it's not supposed to be that bad. Like it's much better than you would think it's supposed to be.
Which one?
They made a Terminator game that's set in the future.
What's the name of that game?
It's like Terminator Judgment or something like that.
Something.
Is it based off a movie?
No, it's its own storyline within the movie series.
Okay.
I remember hearing that it was actually not bad.
But that's how they got their kind of name up, and that's why they were able to get the license because they were like, oh, okay, well, you guys do decent work.
Yeah.
It's just cool to see, man.
Crossover.
Yes. Oh, hey. Hey, I'm all here for it, okay?
I mean, we kind of had it in Mortal Kombat 11, huh?
Yeah.
Was Terminator? Yeah, he was in Mortal Kombat 11,
yep.
So
I think they had a special conversation too.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Omni-Man supposed to come out soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
For MK1.
Yeah.
I saw that.
They trying, man. They're really trying to like respond to all of the critiques, but I don't think people understand like Mortal Kombat's issue has always been, at least for me and the people that I know, who when you start ranking like competitive fighters, it's like no way can they make Mortal Kombat's battle system like on one part this technical marvel, but then also something that regular people, who are the most people that buy the game, will actually want to sit down and play. Like they were trying to do that with Injustice, to make Injustice be their more like technical fighter, but people didn't like what they did with Injustice too. And but their competitive scene just never is going to be as like as some of the other games. But
I mean, they're pretty loyal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it seems like they're never happy.
No, not at all. And that they're talking about prize, people complaining about prize money and all this stuff, and it's like, all right, they could be giving out nothing and just letting people do their own tournaments. I think
Warner, for crying out loud,
bro, they are like the cheapest of these companies. Like they're not trying to spend money on anything.
Nothing.
Like
Didn't they do $1 million tournament last year, or not last year, but last time Mortal Kombat came out?
I thought it was $100K.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't think it was $1 million.
It was 100.
okay.
But
I think that was like, wasn't that like Ed Boon doing it? Or like NetherRealm Studios themselves, not Warner Brother necessarily?
I'm not sure.
But yeah.
It might have been.
Because he hasn't really, and I do follow Ed Boon, but he hasn't talked about the tournaments at all this go around. He's been more talking about DLC.
There's no money in it.
Yeah.
Plus, especially for Mortal Kombat, there's money in it for like Street Fighter and those games, because that's what I want to say majority, but pretty close.
You're gonna
to
get
half
more people, yeah,
of their player base are competitive. With Mortal Kombat, like 75% is casual.
People that don't even know what a tournament looks like.
And that's what I was trying to explain. We had, when we were open, we're doing the Mortal Kombat there. They were complaining that there was people sitting in our recliners playing Mortal Kombat and they didn't want to do the tournament. It's like, bro,
that's what they want to do.
That's Mortal Kombat for you.
You know how many people
you can't get mad at them. They don't want to do it.
Yeah, they're just casual players.
Yeah, they come in to play the story mode. That's what people do. They come in and like, yo, I want to play the new Mortal Kombat game, play through the story real quick, and then because it's gonna be like 6-7 hours if you just sit there and actually play it and don't skip all the cutscenes because you're trying to unlock Havoc. But but yeah, like it's Mortal Kombat is such its own thing within that genre that it's hard for the competitive people to like really reconcile the fact that they are such a small portion of what drives that game.
Yeah, and that seems to be just about every game. The competitive folks in their heads think they're the majority.
This is it.
Yeah, most of us play it like this, and we're the most important folks. And it's like you're 5% of the player base, dude.
You're not the one bringing in the numbers for these companies.
You might be the most fiercely loyal to it if it has what you like, but guess what? They make way more money on everybody else that's playing the game. Yeah. Way more.
Same thing with Smash players. They don't understand why.
Yeah,
they're not letting them do tournaments or balancing things for the competitive scene. Like, why are they letting?
They don't care about no balance.
It's like there's 600 of you. We sold 18 million copies of this game.
Right. It's like
they
only care about the casual fan.
Who are we gonna cater to? The 600 of you or the other 18 million?
Like, I know it sucks, bud, but it's like, look, man.
And I know you're passionate about it. It's just
yes, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, like let's say just to give them just to be for the side of argument's sake, let's say it's 100,000 dedicated competitive players for Smash, 100K of them. That's a lot of people.
That's being real generous.
It's being generous, but let's just say it right. It's 100,000, y'all. That's a lot of people. 18 million, bud. Like 18, like you can't listen. It doesn't work this way.
Shit, you can even say you want to be super generous? Say there's 1 million competitive people.
And 17 million other
17 million.
Who are they going to listen to? Who are they going to care about?
Yeah.
The 17
million.
They don't care about you Steve. Can't make everybody happy.
And now let's swing it back to the real world. Nintendo don't care about you.
Yeah. Nintendo don't.
Nintendo, as far as Nintendo's concerned, y'all are playing the game wrong.
Yeah.
It was never supposed to be played.
You don't have items on?
Yeah, you don't have items on.
You're not doing
have
4
these
players?
stupid rules. What are you doing? No,
You're not playing
stop it.
You're not playing on a random stage. Like Nintendo tried to do a Smash tournament, and all them dudes got mad. They're doing the game wrong. It's like, but we made it.
We made the game. It's our game.
This is how we want you to play it. This is
so I don't. That's not to say that competitive Smash players should be able to do what they're doing, but at the end of the day, it's like from Nintendo's point of view, you're
unfortunately you don't matter.
But see, here's
you're just a bunch of folks who are taking a basketball and instead of throwing it through the hoop like the actual game is, you're like rolling it on the ground.
You're playing basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
How dare you be
and then want the NBA to change the game to make it more like yours. No,
because me and my friends think it's the best way to do it.
Yeah,
me and my friends. Bro, God, it sucks sometimes, man, but it is what it is. You
gotta think about it.
Well, so here's my other critique with that mindset, right? There are games and there are companies who will listen to you.
Yeah.
And you don't give them the money.
Yeah.
Rivals of Aether is right there. Brawlhalla has been chugging along for how long? Just in spite of all of you not supporting it the way that you would think you would, because they would actually do the things that you say you want them to do, the way you say you want them to do it. If you had a character in Rivals of Aether and you all got together and made a bunch of posts about it on social media, they would change it. But you know what you guys got to do? You got to go spend money on something that's not Smash. You got to go play the other platform fighters. Shoot, they redid the whole Nickelodeon game because they were like, we thought you guys would like this, and they said that they didn't. So they were like, well, okay, let's try it again the way you want to.
Yeah, they're doing it again.
They're doing it again.
Actually looks pretty good.
And it's like, but when it comes out,
unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna get supported.
No, it's not. It's not. It's
not. And I don't mean supported by the developer, supported by the player base.
Yeah. I hope it sells well, but I have the same feeling.
Yep.
No, because it's not Smash.
It's not Smash.
The only thing that's ever survived that isn't Smash has been Brawlhalla. And that's because it's free.
And that's because it's free.
Because it's free. Yeah. The moment people start asking you to put down a little bit of extra money, they'd be like, I don't know about that.
Well, I guess Multiverse did well until they decided that
it was in beta. Beta test.
Hey, what's the latest update on that? Nothing.
It'll be out next year. They told you.
It's Warner Brothers. That thing is dead.
It was in early access. It was always early access.
The moment they took that server down.
Time to take it down and trying to tweak some tunes. And
what about the people who bought all those battle passes?
It'll still be there next year.
When it comes back up, maybe.
Yeah.
They're going to start with a brand new battle pass, bro.
They're going to have a press release. Well, we've changed the game so much that all the previous battle passes just weren't compatible. So anything that you earned previously just isn't working with this game, and we're sorry.
We apologize. We did everything.
We have this other battle pass you can purchase, and all of this will work with the game now.
We promise. Pinky promise.
Can I at least get a discount on the pass already bought?
Sir, it is not compatible, meaning your discount would not be compatible with the new purchase, okay?
Yeah. That money is no good anymore.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's dead money. It was an NFT. You just didn't know it at the time.
Okay.
Now, I would love to see them do like a trailer at the Game Awards and just have Bugs Bunny say like, we're back or something.
Yeah, hey, you may actually see that.
Don't take my idea unless you know.
That might be the first thing you see in the pre-show that they never advertise, but they actually show a bunch of trailers.
A bunch of trailers, bro. There's a dozen trailers on that pre-show that they don't.
World premiere.
Thank God I almost missed it last year.
How you gonna have a pre-show talking about world premiere?
Yeah. The Homeworld 3 trailer was in the pre-show last year.
That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
I was mad. I almost missed it, and my brother did, because when the show was over, he was like, "I'm surprised they didn't say anything about Homeworld 3." I was like, "It was in the pre-show." It's like there was a pre-show. It's like I don't know why they don't advertise it,
bro.
It's like the show starting at 6. But half an hour before that, we're going to show about 13 trailers.
Well, the thing that's dumb is if you go there an hour before, right?
Yeah.
It's just a countdown.
It's just a countdown.
Just a countdown. Yep. Like, hey, just in case
the countdown stops and they start the pre-show.
And they're like,
the countdown is for the beginning of the show, not the beginning of the pre-show. Which almost messed me up last year.
That's just it's like you're trying to set people up, because all of a sudden, if you're looking at like social media or any sort of like site where news is being popped up. All of a sudden, you're seeing these articles and people talk about, oh man, I can't believe they're coming out with this. Like, where you seeing that? Sony did that. Actually, that's that last State of Play they did that. They were like, they had like the the little blue bubbly thing in the background counting down, and then like 18 minutes before it started, it was like, let's start doing some trailers. Let's hit you with a few of them. I'm still excited. You know what? This is probably the first time. Like, I'm always excited for the Game Awards, but I'm really excited just because of how good everything has been.
Yeah, this year I feel like almost every award's gonna. I don't think there's gonna be one game that's gonna run away with a lot of awards.
No, because
I think they're gonna spread it out because there's so much. There's so much. I mean,
Dead Space counts for this year Game Awards.
Yeah. It came out in January.
It came out in January. Yeah.
And I was playing. I mean, I've been playing it, and like it's fantastic.
I watched folks play it, and I was like, I don't even like Dead Space, and I was like, this game looks amazing.
Bro, it is good. Like,
which sucks because it's gonna overshadow Callisto Protocol.
Yeah,
because I thought Callisto Protocol was great.
Once they fixed it.
Well, you played it later too. I don't know what was wrong with it.
That game had a lot of issues.
Well, I know it was crashing on PC.
It was bad.
Yeah.
I played it on PS5.
Yeah, like it's goodness. It feels like the old Dead Space, but everything has like the best. It's a little different than like the Resident Evil 4 remake because like you can immediately feel the improvements in Resident Evil 4. Dead Space, because I played it last year, just the original one. It aged really, really, really well.
Yeah.
So like the remake is like, look, we made everything looks bigger, everything looks darker, everything looks creepier, but it still feels just
the scale of it was definitely
it's turned up a notch.
Yeah.
As soon as you get off the ship, you're like, okay, yeah, this is way bigger.
Yeah, like everything is.
Which sucks because that means that all the corridors and stuff are way bigger.
Yeah,
which does not make me feel better
and way more dark.
Ah, gosh, them things be turning off the lights for some reason now. Like they're way smarter and they just constantly making it dark everywhere. Coming out of vents and all that. Why can't they get aliens right? How you have a game like Dead Space exists when aliens exist? You just can't get it right.
I know. I don't know that last Fire Team. Was it Fire Team Elite or something like that?
Yeah, it was fun, but I mean, it was
pretty fun.
It was fun, but it wasn't
It didn't capture. It was more. If they would have made it Starship Troopers, it would have been more.
Which I need to play that still. The Starship Troopers.
Oh, I forgot they did make a Starship Troopers.
It's on my wish list. It went on sale one time, but I was broke, so I didn't want to pull the trigger. I also kind of just want to like throw out some gifts to be like, hey, you guys got Starship Troopers now. Now you got to play with me.
I've done that before and it didn't work.
I know it does.
I bought my brother and somebody else the D&D collection, the old Capcom arcade games.
Oh, for real? They didn't want to play it?
We never played it.
Bro, I love going through those games. I went through those games at least. Like, I used to emulate them, and then when they put them on Steam, I was like, oh, yeah, give me that. It's my pack.
Instant,
yeah. No questions. Those things are fantastic.
Because they sold the 3-pack specifically for that, to give it to your friends so everybody could play it. So I was like, yeah, give one to my brother, give one to my friend. We'll all get together, play it. Never played it.
Me and Steven played it because we could just play it on the same system. So I just bought it, and I was like, come in and play the game. But I bought me, Zach, Jonathan, and Steven copies of Deep Rock Galactic. And
I keep hearing about that game.
Bro, I bought that before we finished the shop. Tell you when I bought it for them. That's how long ago
we played it like once.
We played it once. And the bugs came out, and everybody freaked out, and we ran back and got on the ship, and we never loaded up again.
I know Jonathan said he didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we didn't play it anymore. Just probably moved on to something else.
We started playing on Mellow again.
Yeah.
Yeah. -1 rot, Steve. -1 rot. What else we got coming up, man? What's BlizzCon just happened? Is it over?
I think so, right?
I think it's over.
I think it's just a weekend, right?
I think it's just a weekend, yeah.
The first BlizzCon of the Microsoft era?
Yeah.
So I didn't.
His name there?
I don't know. I didn't see. The only thing I watched was a 45-minute video of one of the main directors of World of Warcraft talking about all the changes coming to the actual core gameplay of retail WoW when the new expansion comes out.
What is
And I tell you what, it's going to bring a lot of people back to the retail.
Okay, break it down for us uninitiated.
So they're doing a lot of UI changes that's going to make everything a lot easier. One of the big things that they're changing, they're adding a completely new in-game. So for in-game now, you either do like mythic dungeons or raids. And that's how you got your gear and you level up, or not level up, but you leveled up your gear score, and that's how you did it. Now they're adding what's called delves, and they're open world stuff. So you don't go into dungeons or anything, but they could be a mixture of things. They're not necessarily beat this boss, beat this boss, beat this boss, beat the end boss, because that's what a dungeon is. There's more like puzzles. Like you have to hit this switch to unlock this and kind of stuff like that. And it's more of like an exploration.
Gotcha.
But you get gear at the end of it. And then for people that play WoW, there's a vault. And for every Tuesday when the week resets for WoW, depending on what you did that previous week, you get levels to your vault, and you can open your vault and you get gear that way as well. So they're adding the delves into that vault as well. So that works towards your vault, which is really cool.
Nice.
The biggest thing that I'm super happy about.
You diving in again?
I probably will play. I've been thinking about playing it for the last month or so again, because I want to play an MMO, but nobody can make a good MMO.
We could try to give Wayfinders a chance.
So I'm gonna play retail probably. So Dragonflight, the last expansion, was a very good step in the right direction, and this new expansion, I think, completely pushes it over that edge where people are going to come back to retail. And the biggest thing I'm happy for, so there's in Dragonflight, the flying mounts, the dragons, the dynamic flying that they added to the game is going to be for the entire game now, because it was just designated for the Dragon Isles. So now it's going to be the entire world, so you can do all the dynamic flying, which is super fun. It makes flying so much fun. It's not just get on your mount, hit the auto run and let it go, and I'm going to go walk away, which you can still do. They said you can choose between doing that or the dynamic flying. The dynamic flying is actually fun to do. Like, there was a lot of times when I was playing it earlier this year, I would just fly around to explore, and because flying was fun.
Nice.
So they're finally adding hero classes. So every class has a hero, like 3 or 4 hero classes you can choose from. And it's just another spec tree that you can add to your class.
Gotcha.
But a paladin can go into, like, you can be a Templar now. Or nice. Like a hunter can be a Dark Ranger, which is, if anybody knows the lore of WoW, that's what Sylvanas was a Dark Ranger.
Yep.
So it's going to be pretty cool. They're adding a lot of cool things.
That's nice, yeah. I've tried a couple of times to get into WoW, but I always felt like I was just playing from so far behind. I was just like, everybody knows what everything is. We're not exploring anything new together. It's just all me just getting pulled forward
along.
So I can get.
Honestly, you should definitely try and play it. Even if you just play it by yourself for like the first 60 levels, which it sounds like a lot. It's not a whole lot.
That's what you're telling me, that they made it a lot
they
better.
made it a lot easier to level up. When I played it earlier this year, I could level up a character. Now I was playing a lot, but I could level up in a couple days. When if you're playing 3 or 4 hours a day, you could probably do it in a couple weeks.
Not too bad.
No.
Well, I wonder what else they're going to be doing with some of these other things. I know they got obviously Modern Warfare 3 coming up, but that's more Activision than Blizzard.
Yeah, Activision.
Yeah, I don't know. There's been a bunch of
something.
They did. They announced a new character for Overwatch. Yeah. The Maui Wowie guy.
Yeah, he looks like Maui.
Something.
But no, he looks pretty cool, bro. Overwatch. It's like the game that they show for Overwatch. I want to play that. Because the game that you get when you play Overwatch it just does not feel like that.
Because part of the problem is the community. The community is awful in Overwatch, unfortunately.
Everything is so reduced to meta. Like, even if you're playing casual matches, they still treat it like it's ranked. Like, it's just so it's like you get into a match and they don't want it to be fun. Like, bro, I don't mind losing in games. Like, yeah, I want to win. I'm playing to win every single time. But to a certain degree, you have to understand that that's impossible for that to happen. Like, statistically, it is impossible. You're not Rocky Marciano. You're not gonna retire undefeated. Okay, let it go. But it seems like people are acting like this is the first time they've lost, and like it is absolutely your fault that this is the first time that they lost. Yeah. Nothing that they did, you know.
Yeah,
it's just like, all right,
it drives me crazy. But to be fair, I do that in Gundam too.
Yeah, but you like the only person playing it.
That is true.
You should be better than everybody.
Whatever.
Did they get the Steam version to work yet?
I'll find myself even, and it's working a lot better now.
Okay.
It's still got some hitches when
we play
connecting
together
the games,
finally?
but actually, like connecting the games and stuff is not. It's almost on par with the PlayStation version now. So it's to be fair, it has gotten a lot better.
Can we actually team up now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
They was having some issues over there for a while.
Well, what me and you played before was the test.
Yeah.
So it was only testing stuff, and we couldn't party up before we tried to.
Well, when it launched, I tried to. I wanted to play it, and everybody's on there like, "Don't waste your time. You can't play it."
Oh, it was the first like week and a half was not good. You had to fight to get in and stay in. Yeah, it was bad. But
speaking of connection issues not being a problem, they just did Fortnite OG. So they took it back to how it used to be as far as the map and layouts and all that, the guns and mechanics and all that. And apparently they had 6 million concurrent players. No issues. No server issues.
Wow.
Like,
that's a lot.
Yes. Like 1 million concurrent players is wild, especially in this day and age. 6 million? I don't know what they got over there in that Fortnite sauce, but it works. We played a little bit of it. It was fun. You know what I'm saying?
It's still Fortnite, though.
Yeah, it's still Fortnite. Yeah. It's like a lot of people know a lot more. But we playing ranked, too, so, you know, people were sweaty.
Oh, we were playing ranked?
Yeah, we was playing ranked. You didn't see your rank go up?
Oh, I just thought that was my level.
No, we was playing ranked.
I didn't know we were playing ranked.
Yeah. Well, I feel let's make it official, especially if we ain't got to build, you know. I think them keeping the no build stuff in was like a ingenious idea. That is listening to your audience, but not alienating your other audience. Like you can put modes in.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to just be like, no, it's either this or nothing.
I mean, doesn't it just turn into a shooter at that point?
Yes. Yes. Looter shooter.
So the only thing is, like, people, nostalgia is weird, man.
Yeah.
Because we played that map. That map was not as good as any of the maps that they've put out in the last.
Oh, not at all. It's naked. Like,
yeah,
there's not a lot happening. It just looks like basically is what it was the save the world map. Like, but it's like one big map compared to you start in the section. Because when you play Save the World, you'll start in one area, but you could move around and technically walk around this big map. And that's all it really was originally, was just a big Save the World map that, you know, you just drop people and let them play. But then it made so much money.
Is that ever coming out?
It is out already. You got to pay for it still.
Do you really?
Yeah. They never made it free. They kept saying they were going to make it free to play. And
oh, really?
Yeah. That was, so the thing with Save the World was, you know, that was the original Fortnite. Like, you had to buy that to do anything.
Yep.
And then First Battle Royale was the thing they did within that. And then they made it its own free to play mode. And that's what, you know, made it even, you know, blow up even more.
Blew up, yeah.
And so people would be like, I like the Battle Royale stuff. I want to play Save the World, but they don't let you try it or anything. You just got to pay for it. And people were like, you know, on the fence about it. So they were saying, oh, we're going to make it free to play after this point. But the people that paid, you know, you get all these bonuses. Like, you got login bonuses and all that stuff for Save the World. And they were like, you know, you just won't get those type of benefits, but you'll be able to play it. And they're like, yeah, it's free Save the World will come out on this. They never even like had a free weekend or anything. They just kept saying they were going to do it. And then they started doing less and less updates to Save the World. And then they was just like, man, what y'all want, man? Y'all ain't making us no money. Like, you know what this is. And the thing that was weird is you would have characters that would be like heroes in Save the World, and they all just got turned into skins in regular Fortnite.
Is that what all those generic skins are?
Yep. Yeah. Like they ran out and they started creating, like when they started doing like chapter 3 and 4, when like The Rock had a skin and all of that. That's when they were done basically with all of the generic Save the World characters. So, like the original like generic army guy, he's just the base soldier that you get in Save the World.
The blonde head.
Yeah, the blonde head dude. Yeah, he's just one of the base soldiers. It's like him, the black guy, and then there's one woman version of him, and then you had like the constructor and the constructor, soldier, ninjas, which were like melee based people, and then you had the it's not looters, but they scavengers, so they're good at finding like more material when you find material, and then they could use their resources to make like turrets and stuff. Fun times, man. Fun times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But what else we got going on? Any Star Citizen updates for the Star Citizen people?
I mean, there is if you really want me to go into it.
Sure.
So there's been a lot of stuff being dumped into like the test servers of the game. I actually finally went back and I did play it once last week. Because I actually found out I have access to both the ePTU and the PTU for the next build.
What's the ePTU and what does that mean?
Experimental PTU. So PTU is like the early test version that gives you like early access to the next build that's going to be released for everyone. And but they started doing like right after CitizenCon, they did an ePTU to put some of the stuff that they showed into the game to start testing it out because they want a lot of that stuff to be out by December. So I got into the test for the new solar system, Pyro, which is actually pretty cool. It's going to be 5 planets overall, but they only got 3 in now. But it's so much bigger than the space that you have now.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things about the system, where it got its name from, is the sun will shoot out solar flares every now and then. So everybody always wondered, well, how was that going to work? Because we knew in lore that's what the system was. Kind of the first few planets were originally supposed to be like baked out because they're constantly getting blasted by solar flares. But now, they want you to land and do stuff on these planets, so they kind of changed it. But I'm flying around. I'm like, okay, cool. I got out of there's no law in the system at all. So this is like
lawlessness.
This is the outlaw system. Anything goes. So all the PvP folks are just killing everybody as soon as they spawn, just because they can.
You get anything? Like you get like salvage from them and stuff like that?
I mean, you might be able to get their suits, but this is just the test version, so everybody is spawned with like the same suits and stuff. So these guys are basically just running down the shops, buying guns, and then just and killing everybody as they come out of their habs. I thought that's what happened when I logged in, because I'm just seeing folks just falling left and right. As soon as I'm coming out of the elevator, I'm like, oh crap, there's somebody down here killing. So I just stood there. I was like, well, let them just go ahead and kill me, and I'll try to respawn and run around them or something. But he came up to me and looked at me and then ran somewhere else, and I realized he was killing all the NPCs.
Oh.
I think just trying to see if he could break the system, or what would happen if all the NPCs were dead. So I was like, I let him do that, and I ran to the elevator.
This guy just out here murdering, regular day.
Stations are huge, and just it's just a whole different system, different planets. They got like little towns on them, on planets and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm flying around like, okay, this is cool. Let me see if there's something I can find. Then all of a sudden, a warning comes up on the screen. It's like a solar activity imminent or something like that. And it's like, oh, this must be the solar flares they were talking about. Okay, cool. And it like warning, and then then it says something like solar flare imminent or something like that. You got to be like in a station or far enough away to not be affected, because when the solar flare hits, all of a sudden the screen just turns white. And if you're inside your ship just turns off, and you're just stuck in space until the solar flare's over, and then you got to wait for your power to cycle, and then you can power back up and go. If you're outside of your ship, you're dead.
Yeah.
If you're on a planet facing the sun, you're dead unless you're inside something. And if you're in any vehicle, it's basically a big EMP. So everything gets EMP'd at that point. So that adds like a wrinkle to like any missions or operations you might be doing somewhere. You better you have to keep in mind that, hey, a solar flare could screw this up at any time, and it might turn everything around, especially because that's supposed to be, because when when the two systems are interconnected, that'll be basically the PvP area. But the more valuable stuff is going to be there, which will bring everybody else over, trying to get the valuable stuff to bring it back to the safer place. But for folks like me, it's just let all those guys go over there and fight each other. I'm staying, in the safe place. But no, it's pretty cool. And like most recently, they added some new vehicles, and it's funny. It's a lot of stuff that when you say it, it's like, well, that's not a big deal. It kind of is for this game because it's finally in there. But they added vehicle tractor beams is kind of a big deal now.
What you mean tractor beams?
Yeah, well, the game's already had tractor beams. There's a gun where you can get a tractor beam attachment, and you can move like boxes or human bodies if they're knocked out or dead or something. But there was vehicles are supposed to have tractor beams, and they finally put them on there. But they're breaking the game, so this is the experimental thing now.
So wait, you put a tractor beam on the vehicle to grab other vehicles?
Yeah, well, like certain vehicles are made to like haul, freight and stuff, and so we've been waiting for years for those vehicles, tractor beams, to work because recently they added the biggest cargo ship in the game, and it has a tractor beam, but it didn't work. And loading these little boxes by hand with your little gun takes forever.
Yeah, that's why it's called a job.
So they started adding the bigger boxes too when that ship came in. Like right after that ship came in, they added the bigger cargo boxes so it wouldn't take as long to load up everything. But it did look weird with your little gun picking this giant crate up. So they added vehicle tractor beams, and now they added the heavy tractor beam gun most recently. So now your little gun can't do what it used to do. You can't grab a Jeep and pick it up and put it somewhere now. You can grab it, and you might be able to lift it off the ground just barely, but not anymore. Now you have to have that big gun or a vehicle tractor beam stuff. So it's been a steady trickle of stuff coming into the game since they showed it, which is kind of boding well for what they're saying, that once Squadron 42 was done, this stuff was finally going to start coming into the game, and so far it's been 2 weeks, and sure enough, stuff is coming into the game little by little. They're getting ready for IAE now, which is that should be a free fly, and that's when you should be able to test every ship in the game for free. So I think that's coming up week after next, and it usually goes for 10 days because it usually goes through Thanksgiving week. It's like the week before Thanksgiving all the way through Thanksgiving week is when it usually is, which I can't stand.
What you mean?
Because usually whatever the newest ship that I want to try is going to be on Thanksgiving Day, and guess where I got to go? Family. Bull crap.
I could be flying this really cool ship to start.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Last year,
eating dressing with you guys.
Yeah, last year it was like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Hey, it's getting close to 10, man. These new ships are only going to be available for so many hours, and let me at least go home and rent them. But yeah.
First of all, y'all starting so late.
Yeah.
Gotta start Thanksgiving dinner. Thanksgiving's supposed to be done at like noon.
Oh well, it's always we should be eating by 2 or 3. We never start eating until like 6. Drives me crazy. But yeah,
listen up. We get ready.
But another thing is seeing a lot of folks seeing the stuff that came out of the con and having like really good reactions to it. So that's been kind of cool. It's been getting a lot of word of mouth on bigger Twitter folks and YouTubers and stuff. And it's funny, everybody watching those videos thinking they're going to look at the stuff and think how horrible it is. But everybody's like, oh, this actually looks pretty cool. Yeah. So
it's getting there. Eventually it'll get to where it needs to be.
Yeah. And it's getting there, thankfully. But I'm just happy that hopefully within the next year, I'll finally be playing Squadron 42, the game I paid for 11 years ago.
No. Well, there's some other games that's in development, allegedly.
Yeah, we got a early release coming up.
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a staple in Winners Don't Use Drugs.
They finally won their lawsuit, so
yeah.
So we're getting the day before early access.
Early access.
Yes.
December 7th, something like that.
I'm not sure. It's at the end of this trailer.
Because they pushed it back, even though they said November was the date. It will be out in November.
Well, they had to get through the lawsuits, man.
Now all of a sudden, yeah, exactly. Hey, we won our lawsuit, so that's great. So now we're going to release an early access in December. It's like, what?
They pretty much wasn't working on it once we, tied up in legalities.
Yeah.
So we seeing some. I mean, like,
It doesn't look terrible.
that's the thing is like everything they've showed is like, no, I'd play this.
Yeah. Sure does. Looks a little empty, though.
Yeah, well, it's because you're not there yet.
Yeah.
Look at that black guy. He doesn't look terrible.
Hey, he's actually
Looks like a black guy,
pretty good hair, too.
Yeah, they be doing us bad out here, but
Apparently, black hair is really, really hard.
they can't do phase to save their life.
You
You gotta get the rock hair near bald.
I've actually heard some folks that's actually developed games that say actually getting black hair texture is kind of hard in a game.
Yeah,
That's why either you don't see it or
they give you the
it's
afro.
not great, or you always just get the cornrows. But if you look at the texture of the hair, it's just white hair
And cornrows.
braided. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all it is.
Yeah, it is.
So, hey, there's one zombie.
Look at it.
Okay, there you go. Okay, that's 5
All those
at
other
a
players.
time. Still not quite as many as they originally showed, but
Nah, but I mean, it doesn't look terrible.
but no, honestly, it looks. It doesn't look bad.
No. Well, that's been a consistent thing with whatever this ends up being is like, whenever they showed something, it never looked bad.
Mm-hmm. But it's just when they started showing gameplay, it wasn't
what they initially showed,
which obviously was a previs. It's like, this is what we're shooting for, and this is what we got.
Yep. Which if this ends up being some sort of like Division zombies thing,
That's what it feels
Which
like.
kind of looks like, yeah.
that's not really like, it could be, there are worse things to make with a game.
What does working out do? I want to give you more
Yeah.
weight capacity.
Probably
carry
like
and
more
stuff.
strength and
Yeah.
stamina, stuff like that.
But then seeing stuff like this where it's actually going to have like
yeah, vehicles
working
and
vehicles
stuff,
and
okay.
stuff, it's like, all right, come on now.
All right.
You're starting to get a full package here.
Yeah. I mean, the map better be
Decent.
No,
large
it's gonna
enough
be
to
where
merit it, but yeah.
you're gonna drive and you're gonna get from one end to the next end in
Yeah.
under 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Got a
That's what I'm
cabin
worried
in the
about.
woods, you know what
But
I'm
yeah,
saying?
you got a cabin in the woods out here. Jump on your ATV and jump some hills.
Or
Are
just
there
try to fish,
ATVs?
maybe.
No,
I'm assuming if they got cars, then
I
you
was just using it as an example.
motorcycles or something. Nobody's maintaining the roads clearly though.
Well, it's a zombie apocalypse. so,
Yeah. Department of Transportation is pretty much not a
December
priority.
7th.
December
Yep.
7th.
December 7th.
So that is what?
So it's coming.
That's a Thursday.
Yeah. They got an actual publisher.
That you know what? That's the day of the Game Awards, isn't it?
now? Ooh.
I think that's Game Awards day.
Trying to get some traction? I rock with it.
Now, yes, that is Game Awards day. So either they're going to do something at the Game Awards, or that Monday they're going to be like, so hey guys, exciting news, but we had to push everything back.
We didn't realize the Game Awards was this day. And we didn't want to try and compete with them.
Exactly. So we're going to move back to next March. Whoa, what?
Yeah, we just need a little more time to polish some things and
Well, because stuff is coming out in December and then January.
stuff is gonna constantly come out, bud.
Exactly.
That's what's gonna go on. Things are coming out.
We don't want to compete with Tekken and
Was it
It's not even the same genre.
hey man,
like a dragon?
a dragon. Yeah.
Just start naming games.
Just start naming
The Peach game on. The,
Yeah, with that Peach game. That's gonna
Peach
be
game is gonna be big, man.
it's a killer app right there.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe there will be one less game that I can point to when folks start talking about Star Citizen. It's like, what about that game?
Is that what you want to defend yourself with?
I
The day before?
Just saying.
I don't think the day before has generated the amount of crowdfunding that Star Citizen has.
No,
Okay.
obviously not.
Yeah.
But it's also not nearly as big a scale. Although, to be fair, that looked like a much larger scale than they've shown before.
Yes. Seeing an overview of them actually having a city and having a city name, like those things do, they give some reassurance that they're going to release, like there's going to be something that comes out at some point.
Yeah. I mean, I would have never heard of the game if it wasn't for y'all. So
Yeah.
and I still don't particularly care. But now I'm just interested to see if it comes out.
Yeah.
And how in what state it comes out in.
Well, I think that's pretty much most people's biggest thing is like, so what are we actually going to get when something becomes
gonna be playable?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's early access, so
Playable is going to be doing a lot of lifting.
Yeah, it's going to be bugs.
Yeah.
It's
But
early
they
access.
did say they wanted a lot of feedback. When I was reading the thing on it on Steam, they want feedback about they want the people to fill out the reports and all that. Which I know some people like myself, we don't do it.
I definitely don't.
Well, yeah. Again, it's like folks don't use early access the way it was originally. It's basically a beta.
Yes, an extended full
Right, but I'm not a tester. I'm not getting paid to play it.
Yeah.
So,
But
but you want the game to be better.
But you get early access to it at usually a lower price point.
True.
All we want you to do is tell us what's wrong with it.
not all the time.
Yeah.
No,
not all the time.
Well, like you
but
said,
a lot of times.
like what you said about it not being used for its intended purpose. At one point, it was supposed to be for that.
Yeah.
Right. We give you a discount on what the full purchase price will be, and in turn,
you give us money up front, so we then take that money to finish the game.
Yep.
Usually,
that's exactly what.
Yeah.
And then in turn, we allow you to give us feedback, and we want you to give us feedback.
we want feedback, and that's your kind of your pay, early access, and usually a lower price point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then we will make this game the best thing that it could be.
exactly.
And now it's like, hey, would you like to give us money and us never update this game again? But you can't be mad though, because it says early access.
It says early access. Yeah.
We did. We meant to. Trust me, we really wanted to.
Yeah.
But we didn't get quite enough money.
I mean, the best example of the good, like the best thing that ever happened out of early access was Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
which I wished I would have went ahead and jumped into.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of good things that came.
There was
out
the
of
what's the
early access?
What's the Harvest Moon clone?
Stardew.
Yeah,
Stardew Valley. Yeah,
that was an early access game.
Isn't it still technically early
Maybe.
access? Did the game ever actually officially release?
I think so.
Because like PUBG was in early access for how many years? I think he was in early access
But they
until we
were
sold
always
it.
constantly updating it and stuff like that.
Yeah, by the time the full release came out, they had like 3 maps and stuff already, right?
Yeah, so games like that are in early access that will stay in early access for years, like Tarkov, as long as they're continually updating it, I don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just the potential of the nastiness where, they get X number of sales, but still say it's not enough to continue working on it and be like, we gave it our best shot.
Yeah.
It's like, did you really?
Well, I also think anytime a game goes into early access, I think it makes the development time longer because they're constantly trying to work on the live thing while also doing the other stuff. Yeah.
Actually developing it still?
Right. Yeah. So anytime a game goes into early access, it just means it's going to add a year or two extra in development time. That's how I see it.
Oh, yeah.
And as long as they keep updating it, I'm 100% okay with it.
Even when, and for me, updates don't have to necessarily be, constant patches and stuff. But just, release the communication. Like, hey, here's the things that we're working on. So that as a consumer, I don't feel like you've abandoned the project.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have a patch every week or anything like that. I think, people expecting them to constantly get patches on an early access game sometimes might be too much because you don't even know the scale of the actual, the developer. Like, how many people do they have working on this game, really? Yeah. But, yeah, just, be in communication with the community about what you're doing, man. Just, the game that, Undisputed is an early access game that I'm sometimes very annoyed with because, yes, you're trying to, balance fighters and all that stuff, and that's cool. You release this game, the main thing is going to be the online stuff, especially right now. Okay.
That's what sells.
Yeah, that's what's going to sell for you, right? But the problem is you ain't got a lot of concurrent players anymore, and there's still not a lot going on with the single-player content. And it's just like...
Aren't they adding a career mode or something?
Yeah, they made an announcement
like
in the
Citizen.
summer, and they just said sometime in the fall.
It's like Star Citizen. You might have to wait 10 years for your single player.
I just want to punch people in the face, man. I want to hire trainers. I want to do some training mini games.
Yeah.
I found a list though that has 10 of some of the 10 games that started early access and officially released. So you have Kerbal Space Program.
Yeah,
Early access was 2013, and it got an official release in 2015. So it was only like 2 years.
A couple of years. Yeah.
Slay the Spire.
Ooh, I like that game.
Early access was actually in 2017. I did not know that.
Yeah.
And the official release is in 2019. And that's when Steven put it on his list of like one of the best games of the year.
Yeah.
Even though he never played it.
Which is funny because I play that game a lot.
Oh, no, that was Inscription, not
Yeah, it
Slay
was
the Spire.
Inscription,
Never
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
All right. Well, I'm taking shots at him still. Maybe for the wrong
Bang,
game.
bang.
Darkest Dungeon was early access in 2015. Official
Really?
release was 2016.
They just got a sequel last year.
Prison Architect.
Okay.
Early access 2013. Official release was 2015.
That game's been out that long.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh.
Subnautica.
Yeah.
Early access was 2014. Official release was 2018.
A little more complicated.
Kenshi. Early access was 2013. Its official release was 2018. So like 5 years extra.
Wow.
Vampire Survivors. Early access was 21. Official release was last year. Which I didn't know that it was considered early access.
Yeah. All you need is a couple of streamers, man.
Streets of Rogue. 2017 early access. 2019 actual release.
I have that game and I just never played it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I got it for free somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I definitely got it for free from something.
Yeah.
RimWorld, which is a game I've always wanted to try and never have.
That's the one where you like make the whole population thing.
It's a sci-fi colony
Yeah.
simulator. Yeah. It was
had that.
early access in 2013. Official release was 2018. And then obviously Baldur's Gate 3. Early access was 2020 and official release was earlier this year. So yeah, there are definitely, and there's more obviously.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are just the 10 that this list had.
Just all the bigger names.
I just think that like it can go so well. Like early access can be such an. I mean, it's the same with like crowdfunding and all this. Like when done right, those things lead to a developer creating like a closeness with their community.
Yeah.
That establishes a fan base. So like now the next thing you do, it's like when you look at like what CD Projekt Red was able to do with just the Witcher series, right? It's like the first Witcher comes out and it's like doesn't do bad, doesn't do great, but it's like, you know, it established itself as like they're trying to do
It was
something.
definitely a word of mouth game because I didn't play that game for like 3 years.
Only person I knew
but
that
a friend of mine played it and he was just like, "This is the greatest game ever. You have to play it."
Yeah, I somehow got it on PC for free
I did too.
and played it for like 10 minutes. It was like, this isn't for me.
Steven had the disc version of it. Like he had to install it.
I ended up buying the disc version of it. Oh, that's right. I downloaded it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
I pirated the game, but it was one of those games I liked. I ended up liking so much I went and bought it. But then I ended up getting it for free, I think, when The Witcher 2 came out. Yeah. So I've got it like 4 or 5 times over now.
I watched
like a
him
very
play it. I
Nolan
was like,
thing.
not for me. But you know, it did what it did, and then The Witcher 2 came out, and I remember getting that from GameFly, and I played it for a little bit, and I'm like, still not quite what I want to do.
But that was the game where more folks, because when Witcher 2 was coming out, that's when buzz really started. That's when folks who played The Witcher 1 started telling all their friends about it, because that's when my friend really came after me. You got to play The Witcher 1 before The Witcher 2 comes out. I'm like, the what?
Yeah, exactly. The what? What is a Witcher?
Yeah. But he was right. It was actually really fun. I mean, think about the first game. It was built on the Neverwinter Nights engine.
Yep.
Neverwinter Nights 1.
Yes. Yes.
So
And you
that
could
game was
tell.
old when they made it. And it's a heavily modified Neverwinter Nights that was given to them by BioWare because BioWare sued them and then was like, but you guys actually do good work, so we're actually going to pay you to make the Eastern European versions of our games now. And, hey, you guys ever think about doing your own game? Sure. Well, here's the Neverwinter Nights engine. Go for it. And that's how The Witcher 1 was born.
Yeah, they went and got the license from the dude, and he was like, "Bro, I don't care."
He didn't care. He already had made a show of it once,
Yep.
and it was awful.
Yep.
It was awful experience for him. He didn't think video games or TV was a good idea, so he was like, "Here, just give me." I don't remember what I think.
Oh, no, it wasn't that much. I
It equated to like
$8,000
$8,000 or something,
Yeah.
something like that. He's like, just pay me here. Here, do whatever you want with the characters. I don't care, because he wasn't writing the books anymore at the time either. So, which is why the first game starts off with Geralt coming back to the world from where he was at the time in the books, but he didn't remember anything. So, folks like me who had no idea about the backstory, we didn't need to know what all the other anything, because we coming into this game not knowing anything about the world, just like he did. So we're relearning the world, we're relearning the characters along with him. But if you go through and read like books and notes and stuff, there's hints back to like the book stories, but 1 and 2 don't handle any of that. Then 2 comes out, and it's a minor hit, but a hit.
Yep.
And folks are really starting to learn the name and starting to learn more about the book series, and then the book starts selling all of a sudden over here and around the world, actually. And that's when old dude is like, I might have messed up here. And the build up for The Witcher 3, that first trailer comes out, and it just looks like you don't even. I remember that first trailer, just watching him riding the horse across the landscape. It's like that didn't even look like a real game. There's no way the game can look like that, because I played The Witcher 2 five times, and ain't no way they're making an open world game that looks like that. Can't happen. Then that game comes out, and it's like, oh my god.
Oh, I didn't even believe in it when The Witcher 3 was showing trailer. I played 2. That ain't
exactly.
hitting no nothing. And then guy I met through Zach and Ryan was like, "Hey man, you played The Witcher 3?" And I'm like, "Nah, I played The Witcher 2, really not for me." And he was like, No. You need to play The Witcher 3.
You need to play The Witcher 3.
I'm like, I can't, I don't see myself spending the money on something I don't think I'm going to have fun with. And he's like check your Steam. And he sent me a copy of it, and I was like, you don't have to do that, man. I'm not going to even like this game. And I loaded it up, and that first scene, what is it? Not a griffin. What is it? Is it a griffin?
Yeah,
griffin.
Yeah.
That first little bit right there, I was like, huh. I think I might be in for a good time. Let me just do a couple missions. Oh no, this is really good.
Yeah. By the time The Witcher 3 came out, I had learned about all the lore and everything, because they decided they were going to finish the book stories in The Witcher 3. And that's when they kind of butted heads with the guy, because he realized he sold it for way too little.
Mistake.
I've made a terrible mistake. Exactly.
The Joe Bluth meme.
Yep.
Oh no. Well, I mean, it's like
but it was cool. They, the fight wasn't long, and they were like, okay, we're gonna make, we'll sell a few copies of this game. You know what? Let's make a deal. They gave him more money, gave him a back end part of this, and he even got to start writing the books again, so he was able to make money from his own books, because that game was going to finish the story he never finished at that time. And yeah, I'm sure. I mean, how many copies of that game sold? Like 20-something million?
Oh yeah, no, it was.
And like, it's still selling.
Yeah,
it's like it's constantly on their top 10.
Oh, if they do it, anytime they do a sale for the Game of the Year edition, it'll be like, rise back up.
Yeah.
But then I mean, because of the way they kind of listen to what people wanted from each of the games and improved and stuff like that, you get a chance to do Cyberpunk. And then even though Cyberpunk had a rough launch because of WB. Because they were the publisher, and they kept talking about, no, it has to be out, and it has to be on these systems, and we have to do it. And, they had to figure that out. But, Cyberpunk has done really well for them, and now they're essentially, in the gaming world, they are much closer to being a household name.
I mean, they already are for me.
Yeah.
After The Witcher 2, they were for me, but definitely after The Witcher 3.
Yeah. Then they also own GOG, which also
yeah. And I love GOG.
Well, that started because what they were doing, just
what they were doing originally,
they were doing it because nobody was
translating games into Polish.
Yeah,
so they started doing it, and then
needed a place to host it.
Other Eastern European countries too, they started translating that, and they put them up on their I guess they had like a website or something.
Yeah, it was.
But I mean, they were actually selling
pre-GOG.
physical discs too. Like folks knew where to go to knock on the door and say, "Hey, I want Doom 2 or something." There you go. Hey, you have never Winter Nights and check. Sure do. There you go. Or I don't yet. Come back in a week, and they would do it.
Well, it's like I think about them doing that so that people could, so they could play,
so they could play it,
so they could play the games, and it's like the amount of like that's like energy put in a good direction. Like do that, do stuff like that, like translate games and stuff. Don't get out here.
You might get sued, but
well, first of all, stop announcing that you're doing stuff.
Well, eventually someone's going to talk. Okay. I know this from experience.
Yeah, but it can last a lot longer if you don't put out trailers for your translation projects and all that stuff. Like,
I mean, these companies weren't doing it, and they want to let folks know that it's available. But problem is, you start getting BioWare, and who was the other big one that came after them, like Hard. But BioWare actually saw value in what they were doing, so once they slapped them, they then gave them work.
Yeah. It's like, why don't you just be the translators for us for these regions? That's
like you're already doing it, and actually the work is pretty good. Here, we'll just pay you to do it now.
Yeah,
and
so that's like Microsoft hiring that kid that hacked their servers.
Yeah,
he was like, I ain't do nothing with it. I just want to let y'all know that y'all stuff is kind of weak. And they were like, huh. How would you like to work at Microsoft, young sir? Yeah, do that.
Sometimes all it takes.
Yeah. You got anything else?
The finals. So
I completely forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
It had its open beta for like the last 2 weeks, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or it might have been like 10 days
I totally
or something
forgot
like that.
about it. I actually want to try it out.
Yeah, I never got a chance
I watched
to.
some stuff on it, but
you know what? 7.5 million other people tried it out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they had a huge player base for that 2 weeks or 10 days or whatever it was.
Good.
So that's
Looks
good.
Cool.
It does. I just who told us about the
I don't remember, but
it was Tant that told us about the the developers from that are the
X-Dice
employees that did Bad Company and stuff like that. Because the thing was like the first thing I noticed about it was that destruction, and I'm like, it's crazy that they can make this destruction and Battlefield can't do destruction as good as they used to do.
Exactly. And it turns out these are the guys that made what turned into Frostbite.
Exactly. So it's
because they were doing that with Battlefield 2.
Mm-hmm.
They had, because I used to play their mod. It was a total conversion mod of Battlefield 2 where it was like, like F-14s and modern day stuff. And I used to play that mod, and they had helicopters and stuff. And it's like, man, it's like, why can't EA do this? And EA was like, well, we don't have to do that. We're just going to start paying these guys.
Yeah. And
the first games they worked on was the Bad Company series, and then Bad Company 2. It's like,
this is listen. I understand everybody who's excited for the nostalgia of Modern Warfare 2 inside of Modern Warfare 3, you should be happy for that. You should enjoy that because those are some good times. But for my money, even as much as fun as I had dropping nukes on people in Modern Warfare 2, Bad Company 2. It's probably some of the most first-person shooter fun I've had in a game.
Battlefield 3.
Yeah, bro. First of all, the streak of going Bad Company 1 and 2 into Battlefield 3 and being like, oh, so you guys just get it now. You just know what to do every time. We ain't got to say nothing.
More or less.
Then they made Hardline. It's been down ever since.
I tell you, if that would have been Need for Speed Hardline, I think it would have been a better game.
Bro, if it had been Need for Speed Hardline, it would have been an incredible game.
Yeah, exactly.
Need for Speed franchise
it should have been a Need for Speed game.
Would have just shut up. We'd have forgot about Underground. We'd have been like, no. They figured, bro, you got to do Hardline.
It should have been a Need for Speed game.
Because what they was asking me to do in Hardline did not seem like what I wanted to do in a Battlefield game at all.
They tried to make it
get the money,
game.
Bro. Cops and Robbers, the game,
it's like, why is this not Need for Speed?
First of all, just make it a mode if you want to do it that bad.
That too,
because listen, it didn't make sense to me to make Hardline a full game when you did Battlefield Vietnam as an expansion, and it worked so well as just an expansion. Because sure, it's something different, but it's not enough to be a whole game.
Well, I mean, they kind of did that with Battlefield 2442, the expansion for Battlefield 2.
Yeah,
they don't do expansions.
No, it was a separate game. It should have been an expansion, but it was a separate game.
Yeah,
unless you're an MMO, you don't do expansions anymore.
so
yeah.
lazy though, because like
Yeah.
expansions, like
But-
Modern Warfare 3 should be an expansion. It's basically an expansion at this point, based on what they're saying.
I about to say, from what I heard, the reviews I saw for it were not good.
For Battlefield,
For the campaign?
for the campaign.
for the campaign of Modern Warfare
that
3.
sucks.
Yeah.
I saw people being happy about it.
So okay, I'll bet folks are happy about it, but the reviews that I saw were basically saying everybody's worst fears were true. This feels like it was started off life as like an expansion.
But they said they were going to do like an expansion,
as
and then
a
they
DLC, but then they tried to tack on a couple of extra things to
I'll
it
do that.
to make it a full price game, because they just wanted to release a full price game this year instead of the expansion that it actually was. They say it's real short.
Oh,
So these are I read 3, because the first thing I saw, I looked around to see if everybody else was saying the same thing, and everybody else was. It's like, it's real short. It just feels like it's like this isn't a full game. This is, it picks up apparently right where the other one left off, which is what you would expect.
mm-hmm.
But the what I've heard from those 3 reviews I read, it was like this was an expansion that they tried to stretch it to make it look like a full price game so they can charge you a full price for it. Because remember, originally there wasn't supposed to be a
that's what
game
they
this
said
year.
that there would be. They said there wouldn't be a yearly release. There would be some sort of content update, but they didn't explain what that would be. And they were like, "But the games will come out every other year. That's the plan now. Is to do it every other year release, but have a content release in between those years."
I bet you nobody would be upset if it was like $40.
Oh, that too. Yeah, if it was, that too.
$40 for an expansion.
Yeah,
Or shoot,
which is what they should have did.
Even 50. I think it'd been
50.
fine.
Even 50.
All they gotta do is
might
throw
get away with it.
give it $50, give you the first season as part of buying the game. You get the first season pass or battle pass, whatever it is. And then if you want to pay extra money, you get the 25 skips and all that stuff with your battle pass, and that's how you get your $70 game.
And the story expansion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you want to
They need to pay
get
us.
you want to get as much. Well, first of all, they need to pay. Yes, cut the check. But it's like you trying to get as much as you can out of everything, and
Sometimes it's better to take less because you'll get more in the long run.
like
Well,
you said,
I-
short term gains.
I wonder if this is like the last throes of what's his name before he leaves.
Yeah,
Activision
The
CEO.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate that guy. Never liked him. I'm so glad he's finally out of there after the after the end of the year. Yeah.
he's gonna be a EA or somebody by the end of next year.
Well, God, how much he gets paid so much, and I'm sure he's getting just a fat check just to leave.
Oh, you definitely. Oh, that severance is gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be hundreds of millions of
Yeah,
bucks.
we need to get you up out of here, my boy.
Yeah. So, but I wonder if that was his last little thing. Well, let's just get a little bit more.
Look,
like-
if nothing else,
I don't
makes
see
my
why this
resume
can't be a
look
full
better.
game. Well, yeah.
Because I moved this many units.
Yep. That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
And any door he knocks on, if they want to make money, they're going to hire him. And he's going to make
Gonna get that
questionable
Sony
choices
job?
there too.
You think he'll get that Sony job?
It's available.
He's gonna get the Sony job, bro.
It's available.
All he's gonna do is come in with the PowerPoint where you show profits, and it's just gonna be going up.
It's just a straight line.
When I took over versus when I left, this is how I leave it.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, it's not really, do you want me to work here? It's how much money are you trying to make? Is what you really should be asking yourself.
Yeah.
He's gonna come out on stage with the blazer, the T-shirt, the jeans, and the Converses.
Well, he doesn't ever come out on stage. No way. He doesn't care about this
No.
crap. He only cares about making money. No, he'll hire somebody else and all of that stuff. I'm not going out
Bring
there.
that dude back. Bring
I
that
don't
one
talk to
guy
those
back. That
nerds.
used to be the fake
Yeah,
president or something.
yeah. God, please. It's hilarious.
He'd probably do better work than that guy.
I miss when they had fake figureheads, man. It makes it funny.
That was funny.
No, there's nothing wrong with wanting to bring the nostalgia stuff back. I just know that they're making that game it's gonna be kind of greasy. Just because they're making it a full game, and if that because the campaign wasn't like super long, but it was a full length campaign.
Yeah, if they're saying the Call of Duty campaign is short, then it's probably short.
Yeah,
short.
Yeah.
and that's scary.
Yeah.
Because Call of Duty campaign usually take you what, like 6 hours?
Yeah, it's a good 6-hour campaign.
6 to 7 hours.
Yeah.
And if they're saying it's short, I'm expecting like 4 hours, maybe
3 or 4 is what I was thinking. Yeah.
Like a 3-hour campaign is nasty.
Now, if they're saying short and it's still 6 or 7 hours, be like, bruh,
Yeah,
have you not
yeah.
played any of the previous ones?
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll see.
they might not have.
They
be having random people review stuff.
These folks seem like they did because at least 2 of them were very, very let down by it.
Dang. That sucks.
That's not to say that the gameplay or even the story it told was bad.
It's just at length.
Yeah, like the length and just the overall feeling. Like one guy was just straight up like, yeah, this was clearly supposed to just be an expansion to Modern Warfare 2, not its own game. So yeah, we'll see. I'll still play it.
Yeah. We got, what, a couple weeks before it comes out? Or next week? It's next week, right?
It's next week.
Next week, yeah.
I won't be getting it.
Yeah. Like, I'll
get it sometime next year when it goes on sale the first time.
Exactly.
That's usually what I do now.
My whole plan was, I'm like, they're going to do some sort of like half off sale. And when they do, I'll be like, okay, I'll dive in. I'm not going to miss out too much. Yeah, I miss a season or 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
And we might see a sale faster than not if the numbers don't come back the way they want to, which there's no doubt that they probably will. Like, it's probably going to sell well.
So what you're saying is in 2 weeks, you're going to give your full review on the multiplayer. I know you're going to buy it. You act like you're not going to. I know you're going to buy it.
I'm not doing this. Hey, I'm not doing it. I didn't do it. Modern Warfare 1, I didn't buy it until April. Okay? Part because we were shut down. But they put it on sale, and that made it real easy for me to go ahead and pull that trigger.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to keep mine updated because I know they're going to throw the free weekend thing in there. And I know it's pretty much just going to convert Modern Warfare 2 over to Modern Warfare 3 because you keep all your stuff anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll have it ready for when they do a free weekend.
Oh, that's right. And like the biggest complaint I had about Modern Warfare 2, about how you had to load into basically the online game and then tell it you wanted to play the single game and then load into the single game separately. So Modern Warfare 3, you have to log into Warzone, log into Modern Warfare 2 and tell it you want to play Modern Warfare 3, and then you go to Modern Warfare 3.
Excellent.
You can't just go straight to Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah. Oh, I knew something
again, showing that it was a tack on to that. So that was the other thing that the guy was just like, oh, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I knew something was up because when they got ready to do the open beta, it was like, oh yeah, the open beta is available. And I'm thinking I'm gonna have to install like the open beta, and it was like, no, we just updating yours. Just click on it in the menu. Mm-hmm. I'm like, hey man, come on. Like, you're not even trying. It's not even this.
It's a platform.
Well, yes.
This is what they've been wanting for years. This is what they've always wanted to do, and it's not necessarily a bad thing.
It's not.
But this is what they've been wanting. This is what he's been talking about, doing a platform. But he also talked about charging folks a monthly fee to access it. I think the way they're doing it now, at least, is better. So you can kind of pick and choose what you want to do, and a big chunk of it is free. So you can always play Warzone for free, but if you want to do this stuff, you got to give us a chunk of money.
I mean, I really wouldn't be opposed to a monthly fee for Call of Duty if.
Well, now it's even an option because it could be part of Game Pass.
I mean,
one day. Yeah, not anytime soon, but one day.
I mean, what if in March? You know what I'm saying? It just pops up. March Game Pass games.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
It could be the last year's game show up, or the two years back is now on Game Pass or something like that. So
I think about we will know about summer of next year, because that's usually when they're in full get ready for the next Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And if we get it on Game Pass, get the previous one on Game Pass or whatever the current one is, like if Modern Warfare 3 pops up on there, and it's like, oh yeah, I see what the game plan is. Yeah. And I'm actually with it.
Shoot.
I'd be with it because that means I just know I gotta wait a little while, but I'll get it. It'll be fine.
Yeah. And what are they going to do with the launcher? Because the Microsoft app on PC is miles better than it used to be. But when talks of them buying Activision Blizzard first came up, the first thing everybody was saying, like, thank God, get rid of the Xbox app and let's just move everything over to
BattleNet.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
I mean, that would be nice, but I think Microsoft is now too stubborn to do that.
Yeah, and like I said, the Xbox app actually works now.
Yeah, it does.
So it'd be interesting to see. I mean, it'd still be cool if they just integrated them both. If you have both, just one day you turn it on and now they're just
one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be preferable because I feel like the one thing that's irritating about PC Game Pass is the EA stuff.
Yeah.
So like what happened to me was I was playing Dead Space on console, right?
Uh-huh.
And then lo and behold, 2 days later, I'm sitting at home and it shows Dead Space is now on Game Pass.
Yeah.
But when I click on it, I have to go through
You
EA
have to
Play to
go-
download it. So now my save, which would normally be just fine if I had bought it through the Microsoft Store, right? Like I could play the PC version or the Xbox version, and it would be the same game.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't do that because it's technically through EA Play.
EA Play.
So I don't have a save through EA Play. Because like when I did it with like a Dragon, for example, if I played on PC or Xbox, it was the same game.
Yeah.
It just loaded my save file through either one. But with this, that has to be figured out.
Yeah. I finally found out. I found out the way to where because when this newest version of the Xbox app came out, when you opened it up, if you had like Ubisoft or EA games on your list, it would automatically open up those two to update those games. And I finally found out how to turn that crap off.
Oh yeah, they would be heavy. It's like every time I log in, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege up there. Like, hey, stop connecting to Ubisoft.
Yeah, I don't even want to play any Ubisoft games. What are you doing?
Well, I know you got it installed, so I got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Got to talk to
I
it.
actually went because at first I actually went and uninstalled all my Ubisoft games, and then I realized the EA games were doing it too. I was like, dang it!
You don't want EA Play, man? Like, come on, man. It's better than Origin.
It is way better than Origin.
Isn't that something?
It is better.
You know, we went from being
it
completely bottom of the barrel.
I don't want you updating a game I haven't played in three years every time I open up my Xbox app though.
Won't you update it though?
Because I'm not even playing it.
Then why is it
is it
installed?
installed?
I'm playing Halo.
Why is
Because I might want to go back and play it one day.
You haven't played it in 3 years.
Yeah, but
Just uninstall it, bro. Let's update it. Give us one of them. Now you starting to be difficult.
I might go back and play because I still have Battlefront 2 Squadrons, which I don't even think is on the Play Xbox link thing, but it's Battlefront 2 Squadrons. Dang it, the RPG.
Knights of the Old Republic,
No.
Jedi Academy.
No.
Jedi Knight.
Oh,
fantasy
Fallen
RPG.
Order. Fallen Order.
The fantasy RPG.
Fantasy RPG.
Is it not Star Wars? Mass Effect?
Star Wars.
Oh, Dragon Age.
Dragon Age. Thank you. Jesus Christ.
We kept saying Star Wars stuff, so we thought you were talking about Star Wars stuff.
I started talking about other games, but these are the games that are still installed over there that are apparently also on Game Pass.
Yeah.
And every time I would open up Game Pass, everything would start going real slow, and I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" Because 17K's for
Gotta get you, man.
It's like, God
Gotta
dang it,
get
stop
you.
it. So, but in case anybody out there is having that same issue, you can go in your Xbox app. It's somewhere, I forgot exactly where, but it's somewhere in the settings where you can tell it, hey, don't update games that are not in the app. If it's part of a separate app, turn it off. Yeah, if that's a big deal. It was to me.
No, the only one that does it a lot for me is League of Legends, which I wanted to update anyway, so I can play TFT. So
Yeah,
and those updates are never big. It's like
that's how I found out I had those Ubisoft games installed. I didn't even know I had Far Cry Primal and Far Cry 4 still installed on my computer. I didn't even know they were there. And
First and
here
foremost,
they were updating.
you need to go ahead and finish Primal. That's a good game.
I do need to go ahead and finish that one.
Plays the caveman.
I just started it like 4 years ago.
Just started it.
Yeah, I did. I'm way behind on the Far Cry games. I finally played 4 and got all the endings and everything.
That's too much in Far Cry games.
Bro, that map in
I
Far
bought
Cry 6
5 a couple
gave me
years
an
ago. Still
anxiety
hadn't
attack.
played it.
Soon as they was like, "Nah, this the map," I was like, "Okay, I could do that." Then they was like, we just playing. Here's the real map." I was like, "Hey, man, I don't know
Which
where
one?
to go."
4?
6.
Oh, 6?
Yeah, because
That's how I felt with 5. 5 was just, man, there's so much to do.
Yeah, I hear.
bro, all these dots everywhere.
Which is great for people that love this series, but for someone that just plays it casually, it's like, man,
And
it's
you
too
can't
much.
tell what leads to the actual next part of the story. You just got to do stuff and then be like, "Oh, well, I just met this guy. I'm gonna do his missions." And it's like, "Oh yeah, you do my quest line. All I do is give you like a doom buggy." So appreciate you putting 3 hours in on me, but you got to do this dude quest over here to start the next part of the story. My bad. Good times though, right? You had fun.
Yeah.
You like your Doom buggy, right?
You like that doom? Like you can call the doom buggy whenever you want it, dog.
But yeah. All right. Well, is there anything else this week?
Now we need to see them nominees.
Yeah,
that's when it
hopefully.
gets-
Well, it'll be a couple weeks before we see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully the next time we do this, it'll be up.
But, well, Appreciate everybody hanging out with us this week, and you'll see us next week. Peace.
Crossover combination.